Magic Makers. I'm Monvirella.
I'm Yukita Cosplay.
And I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. Get your wands to the ready because we solemnly swear we're up to no good. And speaking of getting up to doing something, we have the NerdCon crew with us today, and we're going to be talking about NerdCon. Welcome, folks. Can you guys tell us a little bit about it? What's going on for those who aren't familiar with NerdCon?
James, take it away.
Oh my God, thank you so much. It's like I've been, first off, let me say how awesome it is to be on this show finally, because this shows that our convention has now reached the big time. I mean, we have worked hard and we've had great sponsorship from the Chambers County Library System, City of Mont Bellevue and Eagle Point, but to finally make it to this show, Making Magic Mischief, it is just... That shows that we're successful now, so we can rest easy, team. No, NerdCon. Hey, NerdCon is a fun, high energy Comic Con. It's a Comic Con, but it's really more of a pop culture con because we marry all of the things that you love, old movies and retro stuff and anime and comic books and cosplay and just all out fun, and we bring all of that together to make a high energy, fun, free show. Did you hear that, by the way? I said free show. And it's amazing. And it's just, it's done. This is something we do with passion and love and the spirit that the library has, and we're just all about the community, the greater community, whether it's Mont Bellevue, Chambers County, or all of those nerds out there. God, did I talk too much? I feel like I kind of went on about that. That just shows my passion for NerdCon.
That's awesome.
Well, as a fellow nerd, I appreciate the title.
So. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and I think I've played cool guy long enough. I'm going to go ahead and remove these now.
But
all right.
You wear your sunglasses at night now.
I do, so I can't see.
It's pre-recorded, so this.
Yes, I was going to say, this is pre-recorded, so if you put any questions in, don't be offended if they're not popped up or answered right away. Feel free to check out the website later. Probably have the answer for you.
Hey, guys, if you put in a question every once in a while, I'm just going to randomly go, oh, that's a great question. Let's get back to that one.
I'll just play it on. It's all good. It'll happen.
So this will be, me and Yukita are going to NerdCon this year for the first time, and this will be our first. Are there any tips for first timers?
Watch out for the moat.
I don't remember a moat.
No,
are there alligators?
Basically, the thing is this. NerdCon is designed for everybody to have a terrific time, to have fun, and enjoy themselves. As long as you can do those three things, you are absolutely welcome at NerdCon. Come on down. There's nothing to worry about, nothing to stress, nothing to be concerned about, other than the fact that you're going to be there. It's free to get in. You're going to have a terrific time. And in the end, when you leave, you should be tired, and you should go home and fall asleep. Mischief managed, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Hey, I do have a couple of tips for you. First and foremost, remember that when you come, it's okay to talk to people, talk to the vendors, talk to the cosplay. Now, Yukita, back me up on this. As a cosplayer, you guys love it when people stop and say, "Can I have a photo of you?" or "Can I take a picture with you?" Am I right?
It melts our heart. You don't know the amount of hard work we put into it. And so when you guys recognize us and want a hug or we can see the expression on your face, which means we've done a great job. Yes, we want the hugs. Yes, we want to share this moment with you. Please come and say hello.
Absolutely. And I've got one other tip. If there's anything that you need to know at NerdCon, anything you don't know, anything you're confused about, or you're just looking for something fun to do and you want to know what's next, stop by the Chambers County Library System table, because Valerie and her team are going to be there and they're going to be rocking it, and they're going to have everything you need, including sheets for the duck hunt, panel schedules, and really just all around great advice. And, you can probably sign up for our library card there too. I'm just saying.
I have a question. I don't remember.
This is the duck hunt.
I don't remember duck hunt when I was there. What's a duck hunt?
So since year one, we've done a scavenger hunt, and the duck hunt. In year two, we decided we were just going to do ducks because they were fun and cute. And so you go to the library table, and Valerie and her awesome team are there, and they'll give you a sheet with the pictures of 25 to 30 ducks on it, and those are hidden somewhere in the over 80 tables that you'll find, and you go up to the person at that particular table. It could be a cosplayer, it could be a vendor, maybe a celebrity. I don't know. We'll see. And you ask them to sign off on the sheet. And if you find all 25, we put you in a drawing, and the library will later draw sheets throughout the day, and we'll give away prizes.
Oh, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yes. Now ask a question Valerie can answer.
Just a little bit on the duck hunt. I know we pre-sell those ahead of time, but the day of, people come up and how do we participate in duck hunt? What do we do? So it's very popular. Kids love it. Adults love it. And even if they don't win, they still want to participate. So always a good attraction for the kids.
I think it's a really cute idea. I love that. I know that like the cruise ships do that with the cruising ducks, and you're always seeing people hunting those down. So I think that's a great idea for a con.
Well, and you think about it, right? We want our convention, and this is a lot of this comes from the things that Jerry does with Eastern Rim, but also the things that you go to the library. If you go to the library, there's always something to do, right? They have a lot of activities, and we want to carry that same spirit that the library brings. And so to me, I think it's a waste for people to come to a con, to come to a Comic-Con or a pop culture convention or anime convention or whatever. And it's just shopping in a costume, right? There needs to be more to that. You need to have some activity. You need to have a reason to hang around, right? Because otherwise you're just at a giant Think Geek, right? Instead, I want you to come in. I want you to have a reason to have a good time with your family and find cool things to do. And kudos to the Chambers County Library System, because no matter what kind of crazy idea we have, they execute. And Valerie's so good at that. I can't brag on her enough, by the way.
What year is this? 18, 19, 5, year 5, 6?
This is 5 out of 6.
Okay.
We had a year off for the unfortunate COVID incident, but now we are back.
Yeah, and every year it gets more and more popular. And this year, it seems like between the last month or so, we've had so many people email, call, stop by. Are you still having it? What's the date? And the volunteer list we just put up, 2 or 3 days ago, has like 15, 20 people just in a couple of days. So people have been waiting
emails
here. Yeah.
I'm getting emails left and right on the email for the website or whatever for the webpage, and it's just like literally like beep 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 beep, and it's not only is it very popular, but it's something that the community is invested in. It's in Mont Bellevue. There's a aesthetic and an understanding that the things that happen there belong to the people there, and they're very protective and they love their things very much. And so what we've come to understand is that this con is not our con, it's their con. It belongs to them, and they absolutely love it, and they're desperate for it because they know that it grew out of the hearts and the minds and the souls of the people there in Mont Bellevue. And because of that, they really feel like this is something that is worthy and has value, and is just going to be a fantastic time. And every year it is. I mean, literally the year after COVID, we had the same amount of people that we had the year before COVID. And then the year after that, we added another like 20 or 30%. This last year, now just so that you understand, in a one-day con, this is a one-day con, we had 1,500 people come through the door in one day.
Wow.
One day.
And those aren't exaggerated numbers. Those are accurate numbers. The library like they check each one off that walks in.
Right. And so, and let me give you a clear point with this. The year before, this last year, there was a huge deluge. I'm talking about a massive amount of rain that went on for like an hour. And as a con director, what do you do when it rains? You go and stand by the door to see if people are going to come in, because that's what we do as con directors. I'm telling you, people with umbrellas, with newspapers, with pieces of plastic, with whatever they could find, they were making it through the door. And in fact, the only time that it slowed down was after it stopped raining. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. And
because everybody was already inside.
People in Mont Bellevue really came through, and it just shows. And once again, because it's their show, because it's our show, because it's everybody's show, that's the heart of it all. And in the end, what we do as con directors, whether it's Valerie or James or myself, or Brian, or the other guy involved with all of this, or Cassie, what we want everyone to understand and what we want everyone to know is that even though we do this out of the, with no pay, none of that matters. We do it because it's all about the love. It's all about the connection. It's all about the community. When the community comes together and there's this special bond that exists that transcends politics and ideas and feelings and all the things that could call out what the world is. Our world is sorry, those are my dogs. Our world is the comic book convention, and our setup is that construction of who we are, and we come together like a family, and that's how it should be.
And I think your dogs are saying amen, brother. Amen, brother.
They agree. They agree wholeheartedly.
You know what? Just to kind of piggyback on that, though, if you really think about the best conventions, right? The conventions you really love to go to. And I'm not talking like, don't get me wrong, but Comic Palooza is Comic Palooza. It's big, it's huge, it's fun. It's hard for a big show like that to not be awesome, right? Mm-hmm. But if you think about some of the other shows, right, that are not huge, right, that are not Comic Palooza, 30,000 square feet and whatever, to think about your favorite ones, right? It's the ones where you go to them, like Corpus Christi Comic-Con, CypherCon, Bell County Comic-Con, where the people feel like it's theirs, right? This is our town's show. And then start to draw people coming in from the outside, and it becomes even bigger, right? And that's what we're building in Chambers County and Mont Bellevue. And if you look at NerdCon, we draw Mont Bellevue, we draw all of Chambers County. We draw Baytown, we draw Dayton, we draw Liberty, we're drawing Houston and Beaumont. So the people are coming, but it's the cities that are close to NerdCon. Mont Bellevue, all of Chambers County, Anahuac, Winnie, plus Baytown, and those communities that are really coming out and supporting it because it feels so hometown. And now we're trying to spread that through NerdFest and our partnership with Eastern Rim. And we're trying to spread that into the greater community of Houston and to all the nerds. But it's a beautiful thing when people feel like they own it and you grow it in the community and you get out there and you press the flesh, people respond. And that's what we've done.
Well, and the deal is you've got free parking, free entry. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be at the Eagle Point Recreational Sports Complex in Mont Bellevue, Texas.
On what day and what times?
Ooh, I can't remember. Valerie, do you know what day and time?
October 21st?
October 21st, 10 to 6.
Awesome. So I know for a fact, usually you do, I'm hoping you do with this one because I'm bringing it up, panels. You guys have panels.
So we are working on that right now. And I can tell you we have some exciting panels coming. We're definitely going to do, because I don't know how familiar you are with our guest list, but we've got Mark Skippy Price, who was on Family Ties, but he was also in this awesome movie called Trick or Treat. And it has a really cool dynamic rock soundtrack. And so one of the panels we're going to do is dynamic film soundtracks. And we're going to focus on, soundtracks like Trick or Treat and Footloose and Beverly Hills Cop and, Top Gun and all those cool soundtracks that you heard growing up. We're going to also obviously do our actors panel. We're going to do our cosplay contest, which this year will have both a cash prize and a little trophy. We're talking about maybe doing something with a few of our actors. Maybe Tom McKee's going to lead maybe like an improv little panel where people can come and act with the actors. Wow. What else did we talk about? We'll have our authors will have a panel, because let's be honest, CJ, as an author, is there anything better for you guys than to be able to go out there and talk about your craft and talk about story and talk about the books that you love and how the things that you see in your world kind of inspire you to write? Is there anything better than that?
No, I love doing that because then it also generates questions later when they come to the table and then want to kind of talk a little bit more to find out more about it and more about you, more about your books, just more about writing in general. And when you get multiple ones up in the front of the panel, you have so many different viewpoints on the same subject. And it's kind of neat because somebody will identify with it in the audience that's watching.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited to announce one particularly special panel. It is the shared universe panel between Star Wars and Star Trek. What would a shared universe between Star Wars and Star Trek look like? Because we have cosplay groups from both. And what makes this panel so exciting is we actually have some professionals leading it. Mombarella and I'm going to say it wrong, Yukita Cosplay.
You said it right.
All right. And you guys are going to come out and lead that panel for us. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! There's no lightsaber versus blaster battles happening during this.
She'll be the Trekkie, and I will be.
They're gonna all have to be peaceful, so we'll have to.
I'm going to tell you, Starfleet is they're very cool, and we don't let any Siths sit on the panel, so it's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. And Valerie, we are also going to have one other panel featuring a local celebrity. Do you want to tell them about that one?
That one is Lauren Harp. She was on Survivor this last season, and is it just going to be her at that panel?
Yeah, my assumption is it'll be her unless we get another Survivor cast member to come out. But I think Brian with the city is going to run that. Is that right?
Yeah, just a Q&A with her.
You've done that before. You've done the Survivor panel before when we had Russell Hantz on. How fun is it to talk about that show?
Yeah, it's neat to hear a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that went on, and she went pretty far in the game, and so it'll be neat to see her perspective. So
That'd be very cool. I've watched that inception, so that's
so
neat.
CJ, just quick question. Would you ever consider being on Survivor?
I would.
Okay, Big Brother?
No.
No, The Amazing Race.
Yes, as long as my husband was my partner.
Okay, all right. I asked Jerry that same question. He says the only show I'll be on is Naked and Afraid, and we all got very afraid.
But Chris, I thought you got the rejection letter already.
Oh.
So speaking of guests, what are some of the guests that are going to be there for NerdCon?
Jerry, why don't you kick this one off?
Okay, so we have, as we mentioned, Mark Skippy Price, who was Skippy on Family Ties. Fantastic guest. We have Andy from Toy Story, who's going to be there. And he is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your entire life. Just a fantastic dude. When I met him at Hill Country Comic-Con, I came up to him, discussed, who I was, told him, what the show was and what it was about and how we work, that it's free and it's a community show. And he was like, oh, wow, I really want to do this. This sounds really great. Here, get a hold of my guy, my agent, and, I really want to do this. And actually, he sort of got a hold of his agent first, who got a hold of me without me even, attempting to contact him. And he said, hey, so Mark wants to do this show out on the wild somewhere. Where is it? I said it's in Texas. It's in Mont Bellevue. And I gave him everything. He goes, oh, okay. Well, that sounds really cool. And yeah, man, he was like really excited. And the cool thing is that not only is he a great guest, not only is he very personable, but he's just fun, just a fun guy. We also have Val Mayerick, who is the co-creator of Howard the Duck in comics. And so he's going to be there, and he's a fantastic guy too. Crazy stories, wonderful stories. If you get him, start chatting him up about when he was in Pennsylvania, you'll hear some really cool stuff, some really crazy stuff as well. But great artist, fantastic guy, just a fun guest. We also have some anime guests. James, why don't you hop on that one for a second?
Yeah, so and I'm going to circle back to a couple of folks he talked about. One guest we didn't talk about from media. You know what? I'll ask Valerie to cover that. Our most famous headline guest. But from an anime perspective, Allison Leigh Rosenbaum or Rosenfeld. I'm not sure off the top of my head. She was Nurse Joy on Pokemon. She's Pikachu. She's several Pokemon, and she, by the way, she is absolutely fantastic and energetic and so cool and down to earth. For those of us who are old like me, she's also the voice of Strawberry Shortcake and Polly Pocket.
Seriously, that's so cool.
Yes, it is cool. She is amazing, and I absolutely am so excited to have her. We're going to have a couple of cast members from My Hero Academia. We are including Chuck Parsons will be joining us. No, not Chuck Parsons. Charles Campbell, excuse me. I was wearing two names. Charles Campbell will be joining us. And John Jermillion will be joining us, both from My Hero Academia. We'll have cast members from The Great Jay Will Not Be Defeated, cast members from One Piece, including famous voice actor and NerdCon legend Tom McKee. And just so many other cool anime actors. I do kind of want to get back to. Let me cut in
real quick. Y'all might remember John Gramillion, right? Y'all might have seen him somewhere with a drumstick. Was it a drumstick?
It was a drumstick, and it's Grimion.
Grimion. Okay, thank you.
I don't. You know what? I'm lucky to get out the names of the shows.
Okay? I know that because I worked with him in multiple cons. It's Grimion.
He's awesome. I've met him a couple of times, and he's absolutely fantastic. He was very nice. My wife and I had a good conversation with him. What I love is if you're a true anime fan, I will drive you crazy because I do this with my kids, right? They watch anime and they expect me to remember the names of the characters. And like, I love anime. I love watching like My Hero Academia. I couldn't tell you what any of them kids' names were. Okay. And they're like, what is this? I don't know. Okay. If their name's not Steve, it's not easy for me to remember. Okay. It's easy to remember name. But yeah, John is amazing. And just so many, we've got so many cool actors coming in. I can't believe the list of people we got this year. And I want to come back to Mark Price. Because we are doing a VIP experience with him, but he was also in the heavy metal horror flick Trick or Treat, which is perfect for this time of year. And Valerie, who's our headline guest from that 80s movie?
Yeah, our main guest is Keith Coogan. He was in Adventures in Babysitting and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I think he was in Toy Soldiers too. But
yeah, I believe he was in Toy Soldiers and Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, so we're excited to have him.
And all the Tiger Beat magazines in Valerie's room growing up.
He's still on her wall. It's still there.
So he's kind of a big name, so good deal.
And speaking of him, is there a special autograph thing that had been mentioned that he would be willing to do?
Well, Keith Coogan, I mean, he's going to be there. He's going to be signing autographs and doing pictures, and you guys can come up and meet him and talk to him. And he's super laid back and down to earth. And
I'm a little jelly. I'm not going to be able to make that.
You're going to totally miss out. With Mark Price, though, we are doing a VIP experience. NerdCon, I want to stress this. NerdCon is 100% free to attend, free to park. All you pay for is what you take home. And if you grab some lunch in the amazing cafe there, the Point Grill. But if you want a VIP experience, we're going to have a VIP experience with Mark Price, and it's $100. And part of that goes back into keeping NerdCon free. And with that $100, you get to come to a special, it's a 30-minute VIP kind of comedy show meet and greet with Mark. You'll get an autograph at the end of the day. You get to have, you're invited to a special VIP dinner. And you will then, after that, get to go watch Trick or Treat with Mark and make commentary. And it is really fantastic and cool. And it's just such a corny movie. But to be there and talk with him about it, and he's a funny guy. And it'll just be amazing.
That sounds okay. Now I'm really jealous. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, I mean, we want, and it's an affordable thing. First off, when you come to NerdCon, we want everything to be free on our end, as far as getting in the door. I know you saw me on the Comic-Con this weekend. CJ. One of the things I always say to people that pass by, I'm like, hey, come on in. It's free to look. We don't charge for looking. And that's probably not an accurate statement, right? Because when people pay for tickets, they're paying to come in and look, right? Well, at NerdCon, that's a true statement because we're not charging people to look. They can come on in, they can look, they can meet the celebrities. Now, if you want an autograph or a selfie, of course you have to pay for that. But you can come up and talk to them. So NerdCon is free like that. So that's a great opportunity to meet Mark. And I wanted to kind of just before, and I'm not going to take up too much time, but I wanted to make a comment about Andy because I think it's so important to just kind of realize, Andy represented everybody in Toy Story. He was that kid and he had the toys that he loved and that was his world and he made this universe of it. And he knew the story of Buzz and he had his fantasy world with Woody and he would dress up as Woody. That is every pop culture fan right there, right? We want to become the thing that we love. People aren't coming to see Keith Coogan. I mean, I love Keith Coogan. They're coming to see Brad. They're coming to see Brad from Adventures in Babysitting, right? They're coming out to meet. They're not coming out to meet, to meet the characters from the people who act the anime characters. They want to come and meet the characters themselves and talk about that experience. And cosplayers own their characters. And you guys, I know, tell me, Yukita, how amazing is it when you see a little kid come up and their face lights up because you are that person they know?
It melts my heart down to the core, I tell you what. It really does.
And so that's what I love about NerdCon, and that's why our guests are so amazing because we're not bringing you actors, we're bringing you the people who were the character.
Bringing the memories and the parts that you related to those characters, as you watch that stuff too.
Absolutely. And look, I know, when you have children and you can come to a place like this, and my first Comic-Con, we we didn't go for years, because, even though we wanted to, because we were afraid we couldn't afford it. So finally, my wife says, "Let's bite the bullet and just go." And we spent $120 on tickets. It's me, her, and my youngest son. And to go in and see all the things that I liked, but also be exposed to the things that he liked. Right? I'm like, "Oh, check it out. That's Captain America. Oh, that's Poison Ivy." Right? But he's like, "Hey, Dad, check out Goku over here." And to have those conversations with vendors who would talk to him about Dragon Ball and stuff. And it was an amazing experience. So we want to bring that to the community. That's what they do at the library, and that's what we do at NerdCon.
Well, and a lot of the voice actors, people are kind of nervous to talk to them, but they are amazing people. And when you get a chance to talk to them and, kind of bond with them, find out a little bit more about them, it's a really cool experience.
It really is. They're very sweet people. They're very human and down to earth, and they want to see what happiness they've brought to these people, especially when you come up and say hi and like, "Hey, you are my favorite character."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then when they just break out in voice, it's even very cool.
Oh my God, that is the cherry on top.
It's amazing being able to feel like you're never sure how they're going to be. And so like, I'm always surprised whenever they're nice, whenever a guest is nice. And it's like, you've got these good memories with them and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yes,
And we had that same experience at NerdCon last year.
Mhm.
We had Noah Hathaway from A Neverending Story, and we had a guy come in and start to cry and say, "You know what? My parents were going through a divorce when I was a kid, and your movie helped me get through that." And it's like, and this guy's in his 50s, and you're like, dang, these people are, so how cool is it for the celebrity to get to come in and, be told all day long by people how much that you meant to them and how much your work was impactful. So.
Oh my gosh, it means everything.
Well, we have about 3 minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to add?
What I'd like to do, if we can, after Jerry, I would love for the library to get the last word.
Okay, sure. Let me add one last thing real quick, though. The chambers of our hearts are where all of our dreams lie.
Mm-hmm.
Our dreams are made up of the things that we saw and we grew up with and the things that connected us. Con is that place where you can open your heart and see the things that are important and meaningful. And so we'd love to have you there. Please come to NerdCon. It's going to be a fantastic time. And now, take it away, Valerie.
Yeah, the library, we pride ourselves on providing great programming, great service to the community. The staff is just great. Everybody jumps in, goes above and beyond in everything they do, and we just really enjoy being a part of NerdCon. Working with James and Jerry is just great. They always make it a point to shine a light on the library, and they don't have to, but they do, and we appreciate that very much. But we're hard at work now to make NerdCon happen, and could not do it without these two. So we're excited for October 21st.
Can I ask
See,
two
she
questions?
says that we can't do it without these two. We can't do it without her at all.
That's right.
I mean, literally, she is the flying buttress that holds everything together. Seriously, no joke.
And so, two questions, Valerie.
Yes.
What can people come out to the library and enjoy, and what are you most looking forward to at NerdCon?
The library, we have a hypnosis class tomorrow, so come on out and join that. I don't know if she's going to hypnotize anybody, but just fun and different programs we always have going on. NerdCon, I always like every year. It seems like more and more people are just excited that we are back, we're here again, and just the excitement on kids' faces makes it worth it.
Kids of all ages.
Okay. One more time.
And Valerie will be signing autographs. I know you guys can be like, I saw you on that podcast thing. I need your autograph.
For real.
Yeah.
So really quick, free parking, free entry. Where is it?
It's at Eagle.
In Mont Bellevue. Go ahead.
No, you got it. You're
Okay.
so much better.
It's at Eagle Point Recreation Complex in Mont Bellevue, Texas. October 21st from 10 to 6. Free to get in, free to park. And it's going to be a fantastic time. Cosplay. We're going to have our amazing guests. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have just the best time. Bring your heart. Make sure that you have it ready to go because it's going to be filled at NerdCon.
Okay. If there's any questions.
I'm bringing a plate to have autographed.
Oh, dude, he does that. Keith Coogan will have plates there, and he will sign them. Dude, dishes are done.
I have my VHS of Adventures in Babysitting that he's going to sign.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
So if there's any questions that haven't been answered, feel free to check out their website at www.nerdconmb.com. That's www.nerdconmb.com. Make sure.
Like Mont Bellevue.
Yeah, there you go. make sure to come out and see everybody. In the meantime, get your wands to the ready. Mommy?
Thank you so much for joining us today, y'all. And we look forward to seeing you guys on October 21st. Nikita and I will both be there for NerdCon, so come say hi. And remember, mischief vanished.